Last time on Tsukihime, a piece of blue glass moon.
What the fuck is going on? I thought this was a nice visual novel about, a holy grail war between vampires and werewolves. I didn't sign up for this.
Today's lesson? Don't fucking kill people, Shiki!
Hello, everybody. I'm Zenith Warrior Princess, the cutest of ghost buns, and welcome back to Bun Plays, where I play one of the numerous different games in the haunted gaming library, where everything is spooky because we are playing, once again, Tsukihime, a piece of blue glass moon. And before we begin, last time was a lot. It was a little bit of a lot. You know, it was, like, I'm trying to recap that part, but, like, that was just a lot. What a part, right? And I'm just saying, like, personally, it did affect me. It was very effective horror, but I'm probably going to have trigger warnings now, because that triggered some of my own trauma. Murder, assault. A lot of stuff happened, and I am very sorry, but I wasn't expecting it. So before I get into kind of how I feel about that, first of all, now that this happened with Shiki, apparently something is up with Shiki. I don't know if it's like he's actually insane, if he's a serial killer, if he's the one behind everything, because we've been following his thoughts from the very start of this game, and then he just murders Arcueid, where I thought this was the Arcueid route, right? But now I can't be sure of anything. How can I be sure that anything that happened was really real from the start now? It's all from Shiki's perspective. Even the master scene could be false. Everything we know could be a lie. And this was a lot for me because I'm just like, how can I be certain of anything? By the way, apparently this is a horror story, and I wasn't aware of this. And there's stuff that we're going to go into, but I was expecting to be this a fun little narrative about vampires, and here we are. There's werewolves going a woo, and then murder. Anyway, moving on to the whiteboard of things that Phil and me have in store for you this full moon. First of all, for my notes, I just want to reiterate that Phil is a vampire. And she has disproven this at every turn, but I know she's a vampire because she wanted me to get to the last part because of the blood. There was blood everywhere. She drinks blood. Therefore, she is a vampire. Have you ever seen her drink anything other than blood? It's proven. As I stated before, apparently this is a horror game, a horror visual novel. Phil tricked me. Phil knew this the whole time. She wanted me to get to this part because, you know, she said, oh no, it's just like, it's a nice game for October, it's spooky, it's a little bit spoopy, it has vampires. And I'm like, okay. I was expecting a gothic adventure with vampires, and then werewolves showed up, and I was just like, okay, maybe it's a vampire werewolf war. Maybe it's gonna be something fun like that. No, you're getting into the head of someone who has really big mental issues, and that's not a bad thing. I want to iterate this because while I was triggered in terms of my own trauma, I think it's very effective horror. This is done extremely well, where like every single sentence is written so well. When it starts to twist into something else, it feels like there's an alternate personality to Shiki. There's clearly something going on. The text was backwards. The pool of blood, seeing Arcueid dismembered like that, like, it was effective horror. but it was too effective for me, and I needed a minute after that. And I'm hoping murder doesn't happen this time. Also, I was too busy, like, saying Kohaku is best girl, but now everyone's suspect. What if Kohaku is in on this? It could be that Shiki is secretly a serial killer, and everyone else knows it in the mansion, and they're covering it up, but I don't know. There's stuff going on. So that's my notes. I was blown away by the horror bits. I think it's really well constructed. Now for Phil. And Phil's going to be wrong about some things.
Sure, Jan.
Now, as I'm starting to get into the thick of this game's narrative, Phil is going to begin deconfirming certain theories that I've had when it feels appropriate to do so. To start out, no. Werewolves are not a part of Tsukihime's story. As for why there was a dog howling on day 2, well, that'll be explained soon enough. And I'm just gonna say, no, there are werewolves. This is a lie. Wolf Girl will awoo. I have to get the local wolf girl will awoo. It's going to happen. And why else would they have a dog howling and killed for howling at that point in time? There's werewolves. I'm saying it right now. Phil's wrong.
I swear to God, if you try to make this the next rolling is a myth joke, I will shove you into a locker.
Also, get used to those blank boxes that Nasu included during Shiki's, murderous episode, let's just say. The blank boxes are a Nasu staple across all of his visual novels during tense scenes to heighten the suspense, which, I gotta say, really worked. For example, blanking out the word kill from the sentence, I want to kill that woman, to make you wonder, what the hell does Shiki want to do to her? You'll see many instances of this while going through the Nasuverse, and that's what makes it effective, because seeing stuff is effective, but our imaginations are far more intense and far more horrific than anything that we can actually produce, which is why when you describe something, it starts to make you think rather than the visuals. And I think it's the minimalism in these moments that really make it. It's like, what is he gonna do to that girl? And that's what really is effective. Also, the option you get regarding Shiki either accepting the murder as a reality or as a dream is very important, as it is where the route split truly occurs. In the original, you are free to choose between either option from the get-go, as Arcueid and Ciel's routes were the only 2 of the 5 routes that were available from the beginning. However, as they are the only routes here, they restrict your choice so that one is done before the other, which is why I couldn't choose between either option. Which is truly interesting. It's like, it gives you a choice, but you can't choose it, and I like that. It's like, you're truly stuck in Shiki's messed up episode. I really like that. With that being said, that's enough of that. Let's move on to Tsukihime. Let us continue forward and see what the fuck is going on. Day 4, Fire and Blood 1. Fire and Blood, okay. That means we're going to fire Phil and get his blood because he's a vampire.
I'd like to see him try.
Yes, I too would like to see him attempt to murder us. Ah!
Okay. Everything seems normal. We just killed a girl, it's okay. I wake to see a dull gray morning light. It's quiet. Even the pitter-patter of the rain is nowhere to be heard. The sky is still blanketed in clouds, despite the rain having ceased. After taking one last deep breath, I heave myself off the bed. I could barely sleep last night. Whenever I thought I might drift off, the scene I witnessed would play out in the back of my mind. A floor dyed red, covered in scattered pieces of. At times like this, possessing memories or clarity of thought can really be a pain. Just when you've got something you'd like to forget, your mind drags you back to relive the experience all over again. And I know that firsthand because that's happened to me this week multiple times.
バカらしい。あれは夢だったのに。何をいつまでうなされてるんだ、俺は。
This is ridiculous. It was all just a bad dream. I shouldn't be haunted by nightmares when I'm awake. Exactly. It was all just a dream. I'd like my brain to hurry up and forget about it already. God, this hits very close to home because I have bad nightmares that go and hit me during the day sometimes. It can be a lot. There's a knock at the door. The clock tells me it's just before 6 a.m. Who'd come knocking this early in the morning?
失礼いたします。四季様。
Please excuse me, Master Shiki.
申し訳ありません。お目覚めでいらしたのですね。
My apologies. I wasn't aware you had awoken.
いや、こっちこそ驚かせてごめん。昨日の夕方から寝ていたから早く目を覚ましたんだ。
It's fine, really. Sorry if I startled you. I went to bed early last night, so I woke up a bit earlier than usual.
それで翡翠の方こそどうしたんだ。こんな早くから何かあったのか。
What about you, though? What brings you here so early? Hisui falls silent and gives me a hesitant look. Something's wrong. Something's up. Upon closer inspection, I realize she's cradling my freshly laundered clothing for the day.
着替えを持ってきてくれたのか。
Did you come to bring me my school uniform?
はい。重ねて申し訳ありません。
Indeed. Allow me to apologize again.
お見苦しいところをお見せしました。
You saw something unbecoming. I eye Hisui quizzically. Hisui stays silent. I don't recall seeing anything I describe as unbecoming, but I decide not to push the matter.
とにかくありがとう。制服はそこに置いていいよ。すぐに着替えて今に行くから。
You can just put the clothes over there then. I'll head right to the parlor after I change.
はい。それでは失礼します。
Understood. Then please excuse me. Hisui quietly heads for the door, but stops just short of it. She swiftly turns to face me again.
四季様。お時間があるのでしたら、入浴の用意もいたしますが。
Master Shiki, since you're up early, would you like me to draw you a bath?
入浴って朝から。
This early in the morning?
はい。四季様はひどく汚れています。学校に行く前にお体を流された方がよろしいのではないでしょうか。
Yes, you are awfully dirty. Would you not prefer to wash your body before leaving for school? Now that she mentions it, I am a mess. Which isn't much of a surprise considering I passed out in the middle of a park yesterday.
そうだな。悪いけど用意してくれる。
You're right. Sorry for the inconvenience, but could you prepare the bath for me?
この時間なら学校にも十分間に合うし。
If I jump in this early, I should still have plenty of time to get ready for school.
かしこまりました。
Understood.
では、20分ほど経ちましたら浴場においでください。
The bath will be ready for you in 20 minutes. Hisui places the uniform down, then leaves the room. It's still only 6 a.m. With nothing else to do, I spend 20 minutes idly staring at the ceiling. The thoughts throbbing at the back of my mind are washed away by the water. Seated beside the bathtub, I upend the bucket over my head and take a deep breath as the chilly water soaks through my hair. That was such a horrible dream. Why would I even dream about murdering some woman I've never seen before? If I'm greeted by these sorts of dreams purely because I'm unaccustomed to living in the mansion, then I'm dreading what else is to come.
そうだよな。気を引き締めないと。
I really need to pull myself together. I mean, even Kana is saying it. I run the cool water over my head one more time, rubbing and cleaning every part of my body. Ouch! My towel just barely grazes my throat before a stinging pain hits me.
なんだこれ。
What is this? I look at my neck in the mirror. Gross. My throat looks red and swollen. I return to my room and change into my uniform. It's only a little past 7 a.m. Still bewildered at how a simple bath could make me feel so much better, I grab my bag and leave the room.
おはようございます、シキさん。今朝は早いんですね。
Good morning, Shiki. You're up early today. And Best Girl is ready to greet me. All is right with the world. Kohaku steps out of the parlor just as I come down the stairs.
それに、なんだかさっぱりしていらっしゃいます。
You look refreshed.
もしかしてお風呂上がりなんですか？
Did you just get out of the bath?
ええ、さっきまで入っていました。すごいですね、琥珀さん。そういうの分かるものなんですか？
I did, actually. I'm impressed you could tell. Her powers of observation are very good.
一目瞭然ですよ。シキさん、髪が乾ききってませんから。
It wasn't too hard. Your hair's still wet. Oh, she looks so cute.
お風呂上がりだと、シキさんは一層可愛らしくなるんですね。
You're even more adorable when you're fresh out of the bath. As opposed to when you saw my penis?
I've seen you naked.
I have to avert my gaze from her light-hearted smile. As I am now, her pure, innocent expression does nothing but make my chest ache.
ちょっと待っててくださいね。
Just wait a moment.
朝ごはんこれから支度をしますから。
I'll have your breakfast ready soon. Huh? Breakfast? Something edible? Even that word is enough to make me recall the color of blood. But maybe Shiki became a vampire last night. Maybe that's what happens. Maybe this is all hallucination. I'm coping, okay? The thought leaves me with even less of an appetite than usual.
そうですね。今朝は洋風でいいですか？
How about I prepare a Western-style breakfast today? Oh my god, I want some. Kohaku, make me breakfast.
ああ、基本的にどっちでもいいんですけど。
Oh, sure. I'd be happy with whatever you serve me.
そっか、朝ごはんか。あんまりにもお風呂が気持ちよかったから忘れてた。
Right, breakfast. I guess the bath felt so good I'd forgotten all about it. It's almost like Shiki has like two halves to him. Like he's not honest with himself unless he's lying to her, but like even still.
そうなんですか？四季さんは昨夜も食べていませんから、お腹の音で目を覚ましたのかなって翡翠ちゃんと話してたんですけど。
Really? You didn't eat dinner yesterday, so Hisui and I were wondering whether the growling of your stomach had woken you. The growling of my stomach can wake anyone.
いや、単純に寝すぎただけだよ。子供の頃から小食だったから、一食二食抜くのはよくあることだったし。
Nah, I just slept for too long, that's all. Don't worry, I've had a small appetite ever since I was a kid. It's not unusual for me to skip a meal or two. Eat a burger, Shiki.
はあ、言われてみると四季さんって贅肉のないいい体をしていますものね。
Ooh, now you
菜
mention
食主
it.
義者さんですか？
Ooh, now you mention it. You look rather trim. Are you actually a vegetarian or something like that? Or you a vegan? Because if you stop your vegan diet, the vegan police will come in and take your vegan powers away.
You once were a vegan, but now you will be gone.
Vegan.
そんなこだわりはなかったけど、言われてみれば有馬の家では野菜ばっかり食べてた気がします。
It's not like I go out of my way to be one, but I guess I did pretty much stick to vegetables when I lived with the Arimas. When I was discharged from the hospital, the doctor told me to avoid anything that's hard on the digestive system, but I think I would have avoided meat even if he hadn't told me to. One way or another, meat just reminds me of death. Huh.
好き嫌いはないんですね。
So you really aren't picky about food.
それでしたら安心してお食事を用意できます。さあ、すぐにお作りしますから、居間で待っていてくださいな。
That'll make preparing your meals much easier. I'll whip you up something. So, please take a seat in the parlor. I love her. I absolutely love her. Like, not in a girl way, just like, she is just such a good character. Kohaku quickly turns to leave, but I stop her, feeling like I won't be able to pass anything through my throat as things are now.
ああ、いいんだ、琥珀さん。今日は食欲がないから、このまま学校に行くよ。秋葉にもそう伝えておいてくれ。
Don't worry about making me anything. I'm gonna skip breakfast today and go straight to school. Tell Akiha for me, would ya? I turn and head for the front door. But as soon as I do, a firm pair of hands grips my arm.
四季さん、
Shiki! I wasn't expecting that. Kohaku looks angry with... Kohaku looks angrier than I've ever seen her.
なんてことを言い出すんですか。
What are you saying?
四季さん、今朝は鏡をご覧になってないんですか？
Have you seen yourself in the mirror today?
いや、鏡なら風呂場で見たけど。
I think I had a look when I was taking a bath.
嘘です。ご自分の顔を一度も見ているなら、そんなことは言えません。
That face. Phil, this face. This is me when I fire you. No way. If you'd even had one peek at yourself, you wouldn't be saying such things. Kohaku is seriously mad. Now that I think about it, when I glanced at myself in the mirror earlier, I didn't just look a little pale. I was ashen white, almost like my blood had been drained by a vampire. What if all I saw was a hallucination? and I was lured out by a vampire. That could be true.
いやでも大丈夫だって。俺はもともと血の気が少ないし、人より顔色が悪く見えるだけというか。
Hey, you don't have to worry too much about that. I'm naturally pale, so my complexion just looks worse when compared to other people. No, you're lying, Shiki. First of all, I for one have trouble eating in the morning. However, when I don't eat, and I have stomach pains, and I have a vasovagal reaction where I almost faint, I look pale as a sheet. You gotta eat at least something after that. Come on.
ダメです。朝ごはんを食べないと大きくなれないんですから。食欲がないようでしたら病人食にいたしますから、どうぞ食堂にいらしてください。
That's no excuse. You'll never grow big and healthy skipping breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day after all. If you don't have an appetite, then I'll just make you something that's light on the stomach. So please go to the dining room. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Even if you have to have just a little bit, have something. Still clenching my arm, Kohaku drags me into the dining room. I guess there's no fighting it. I still don't really feel like having breakfast, but if Kohaku is this insistent, then I have no other choice. Again, best girl. Reminds me of a ghost I know.
おはようございます、兄さん。
Good morning, Shiki.
お体の具合はよろしいのですか？
Are you feeling better today? I can't say for certain, but Akia sounded a little reserved just then. I'd wager that her concern for my well-being might be overriding her usual firmness.
おはよう。体の方はまあそれなりに調子いいよ。
Morning. I guess I'm okay, all things considered. I did pass out in the park after all. I take my seat at the table.
それでは食べやすいお雑炊などをご用意いたしますね。ちょっとだけお待ちください。
I'll go and prepare a few dishes that are easy to digest. Please wait a moment and don't go anywhere, Shiki, or I'll beat you with a hammer. Kohaku leaves the room in a flurry. She's probably headed for the kitchen in the mansion's west wing. Which leaves me alone with the two others in the dining room, the unusually restrained Akiha and Hisui, who has taken up her spot against the wall. It's incredibly awkward, to say the least.
兄さん、昨夜のことですけど。
Shiki, I'd like to ask you about yesterday.
公園で倒れていたというのは本当なんですか？
Is it true that you fainted in the park?
ああ。自分でもいまいち覚えてないけど、琥珀さんと翡翠がそう言うんならそうなんじゃないか？
Yeah, I don't really remember all that much about it, but that's what Kohaku and Hisui told me, so I must have, I guess.
もう他人事のようにおっしゃらないでください。
Oh, honestly, don't talk about it like it's someone else's problem.
兄さんは体が弱いんですから、危ないと感じたら屋敷に連絡を入れてください。すぐに迎えの者を行かせますから。
You know full well that you have a weak constitution. If you ever feel ill, you ought to contact the mansion at once. We'll send someone to pick you up from school.
あのな、小学生じゃないんだから、そんなのは必要ないよ。どんなに気分が悪くたって自分一人で帰ってこれる。
What am I, an elementary school? I can at least figure out how to get home when I don't feel well, so that won't be necessary. You passed out in the park, dude. It's kind of necessary.
それでは兄さんはまだ子供なんですね。昨日は一人で帰ってこれなかったんです。
I can't argue with that. Yet you didn't make it home on your own. So then, by your own admission, that'd make you little more than a child.
昨日は
Got me there.
あんなことはめったにない。
Yesterday was an exception. It rarely ever gets that bad.
大体な、俺は慢性的な貧血持ちなだけで体が弱いわけじゃない。いちいち秋葉に心配される筋合いはないよ。
It's not like my body is actually weak. It's just the chronic anemia. There's no reason for you to be fussing over me. Yes, there is.
昨日は単に致命的に間が悪かっただけなんだ。
Yesterday was just a matter of just dead-ass poor timing.
致命的だなんてバカなことは言わないでください。
Dead? Do you even listen to yourself when you speak?
ご自分の体のことでしょ。屋敷に帰られたばかりだというのに、兄さんに死なれたら私はどうすればいいんです。
We're talking about your body here. What am I to do if my own brother drops dead on his way back home? Akiha is seriously mad. Dude, you don't take anything seriously, Shiki. Come the fuck on. I'm getting mad at him. Like, come on. I'm a little surprised that she cares this deeply. She's your sister.
兄さんは軽率すぎます。
Your behavior is much too thoughtless.
もう少しご自分をいたわってあげてください。
So please, take care of yourself a little better.
いや、俺だってあまり無理はしてないよ。部活もやってないし、医者の言うことは全部守ってるし。これ以上いたわれって言うんなら、どっかのサナトリウムにでも入るしかないんじゃないか？
It's not like I don't already do that, you know? I don't join in on any sports, and I do everything the doctor tells me to do. What more can I even do to take care of myself, short of getting admitted to a full-time care facility? And you know what? Okay, I'm with Shiki on this point. Because, like, I have had my own disabilities in the past, and yes, sometimes it is frustrating when everyone treats you like a fragile child. But you gotta take care of yourself. At the same time, sometimes it is frustrating because you can do everything and something goes wrong.
できることならそうしてしまいたいぐらいです。
Honestly, I'd be tempted to arrange it if I could.
どこかの孤島でも買い取って、そこで反省していただくのもありですね。
I'd buy a facility on some isolated island and put you there till you learn to reflect on your behavior. Despite her pouty, averted gaze, Akiha says something truly frightening in a completely casual tone. The scariest part of all is that for her, what she's talking about isn't out of the question.
いいわ。今回は何事もなかったので不問にしてあげます。
I'll let it slide this once, since the whole affair resolved itself without any further issues.
でも次はありませんからね、兄さん。
But I won't look so kindly on it next time, do you hear? After giving me a piece of her mind, Akia's temper seems to cool a little. Throughout the entire exchange, Hisui watches us like a statue. She's cute too. I like her. She's just... I wonder if she's humming something in her own little mind. This awkward silence is just the worst. There's still some time before Kohaku returns with my breakfast, Until then, I'm gonna talk about Kohaku. I'm sorry, I like Kohaku. Kohaku's getting my vote.
アキハ、琥珀さんのことだけど。
Akiha, about Kohaku.
はい。琥珀がどうかしましたか？
Yes, what about her?
いい人だなって。さっき玄関で怒られたよ。朝ごはんを抜いたら大きくなれませんよって。
I was just thinking that she's a good person. She got pretty angry with me when I met her in the entrance hall earlier and told me I wouldn't grow if I skipped my meals.
確かに琥珀らしいですね。それは。
Ah, that sounds quite like her.
あっちの家にいた頃もさ、そんな風に叱られたことなんてなかったから驚いた。おかげでこれから朝飯を抜くことはできなさそうだ。
I was never scolded like that when I lived with the Arimas, so it was a bit of a shock. I get a feeling I won't be able to skip any breakfast when she's around. Good.
そうですね。兄さんはただでさえ貧血気味なんですから、朝食を抜くなんてもってのほかです。
Not that you should. You're anemic, so skipping breakfast was never a good idea in the first place. Honestly, I've never really noticed a correlation between my dizzy spells and my food intake, but I decide it's in my best interest to just nod my head without any further protest. Dude, when you don't eat, you don't have enough protein. You need energy. You need something in your blood. If you have less blood, you have less stuff inside the blood. That's what the food does.
お待たせしました。
I'm back with breakfast.
梅じそと
Rice
卵のおかゆ登場です。
Rice porridge with plum shiso and eggs, all ready to serve. Okay, that sounds delicious. Kohaku cheerfully pushes the food cart into the room.
おしゃべりはここまでだな。
Guess that's all the time we have to talk today.
時間もないし、ちゃちゃっと食っちまおう。
I better chow down quick if I want to make it to school in time.
兄さん、その乱暴な言葉遣いはやめてください。
Please, you ought to refrain from using such coarse language in the future.
ありゃ、すっかり元の調子に戻ったか。俺の心配をしてくれていた方がおとなしくてよかったのに。
Aw, you're back to scolding me again. I liked it better when you were all worried about me.
バカな発言も控えてください。戻るも戻らないも、私、兄さんの心配なんてしていませんので。
I'd also like you to refrain from spouting such nonsense. Whether you think so or not, I was never worried in the slightest, baka. Akiha turns away from me with a huff. Baka. I give Kohaku a fond smile as I pull the bowl of porridge closer and take a spoonful. And that scene is over. Okay.
いってらっしゃいませ。
Have a good day, Master Shiki. Hisui accompanies me to the main gate as usual. However, I notice her hesitant stare. I watch as she takes a short breath, like she's struggling to find the right words.
四季様、昨日はどうなされたのですか？
Master Shiki, might I ask what happened last night?
別に何もないよ。学校で気分が悪くなって早退してここに帰ってくる途中で。
It was nothing, really. I felt a little unwell at school yesterday, so I left early, And then on my way home... On my way home?
公園で休んでいただけだ。
I dropped by the park to catch my breath.
でも確かに秋葉の言う通り軽率だった。これからは気をつける。
But I guess Akiha was right that I took the situation too lightly. I'll be more careful from now on, I promise.
責めているのではありません。
I don't mean to suggest you have done something wrong.
今朝の四季様はひどく無理をしているように見えたのです。どうかみちみちお気をつけください。
It's just, you seem to be under some great strain this morning. Please take care on your way to school. It must have been hard for her to confront me like this. She sees me off with a deep bow. Now that I have a good look at her, Hisui is also good too. More and more school uniforms dot the streets as I get closer to school. It's 7:45 a.m. Everyone's ambling along, probably because there's still plenty of time left till homeroom. My pace is just as leisurely as that of the other students. I don't have to worry about being late. In fact, I don't have a care in the world. I start my day like any other. The school gates are just on the other side of this crossing. The light turns red, so I stop at the curb. I can see the school's perimeter wall across the street. Protected by the guardrails lining the sidewalk, a steady stream of students heads for the gates. There's no one here but Tsuya High students at this time of day. Or at least there shouldn't be. And yet, through the rush of passing cars, I catch a glimpse of white. But how? You're dead! How? You're dead! How? What? Nani? Nani the fuck? It's her. Ethereal, white, undeniable. Is she a ghost? Is she a ghost? Golden hair shimmering like the sun. Long, thin eyebrows framing crimson eyes. Though I've only ever seen her once before, I could never mistake her. Well, shit just got fucked. But this is impossible. Yesterday, I cut her to pieces with my own hands. No, that can't be. That was all just a terrible dream. Hisui, Akiha, and Kohaku told me. Nothing of the sort. That's simply what I wanted to believe. But it wasn't a dream. It wasn't a hallucination. It was all real. I killed her. I killed her. I killed her. I, without question, killed her. But if I did, then why? Why is she here? Right here, right in front of my eyes. The traffic light turns green. The students surrounding me start to cross the street. I'm the only one who hangs behind, standing motionless on my side of the road. She sits there on the guardrail, casually swinging her legs back and forth. It almost seems like she's waiting for something, or someone. I have no way of telling how long she's been waiting, but her expression is relaxed and unassuming. Is she really waiting for someone? Her restless movements betray a nervous excitement, as if she were waiting on a lover. Hold on. She's waiting? Who is she waiting for? Isn't it obvious? Isn't it incredibly obvious? I do the same thing. Anyone would. If I were killed by someone, if I could, I'd go straight after the person who did it.
Shiki, you're glossing over the fact that how did she get back to life? Like, maybe she's a ghost, but still.
I've got a terrible feeling about all of this. A chill crawls its way up my back like a centipede. It feels as though my spine wants to burst out through my mouth. The woman in white looks my way. And God, her face is cute. I like her expression. Our eyes meet. We're thinking the same thing. Everything is exactly what I was afraid of. No. This is all just a coincidence. It has to be. There's no reason to feel like this. We've never met. No connection exists between the two of us. She's just a stranger that looks like her, yeah. She's got to be waiting for someone else. The only other explanation is that this moment I'm experiencing is a nightmare. If it weren't, then there'd be no way a dead person could be alive and walking around. Not after being dismembered like that. So why? Why is she looking at me with that wicked smile on her face? That satisfied grin of someone who has just spotted their killer. As if to say, I've been waiting for you. The woman pushes herself off the guardrail and raises her hand in greeting. She lightly brushes her hair back as she turns to face me. Well, we done boned. We're boned. What the hell? It's just a bad dream. The traffic light blinks red. Don't come any closer. Don't. The woman waltzes through the oncoming traffic without even flinching once. She's less than 3 meters away now. I don't know whether this is a dream or reality. I told you, don't come any closer. I shout at her, but it changes nothing. I've got to escape. I have to get away from the woman in white. I run. I run with all my might. Without a shred of shame or concern for my reputation, I run, pushing and shoving my way through passers-by as my feet strike the pavement. My breath grows ragged and my heart pounds and screams for me to stop. But I can't stop running. My face must look unrecognizable, etched with such exhaustion and pain. My vision gets distorted by the tears stinging my eyes. My throat burns. My lungs squeeze and twist to wring out my breath. I'm shaking uncontrollably. It feels like the tendons in my hands might tear from the convulsions. My feet hit the ground haphazardly, legs moving without the time to think where they land. Each step sends a numbing shock up my thighs. That's fine, even if my legs tear themselves to shreds. That's fine. Just, if I stop running here, I might lose my mind. I look over my shoulder. I can see the woman in white casually coming my way. All doubt vanishes from my mind. She's following me. The woman I killed is following me. That alone is plenty of reason for me to lose my mind. My heart feels like it might explode, but I ignore it and keep running. Whenever I look around, she's still there, sauntering behind me as if she were taking a simple stroll, while I keep fleeing with all my might. I tilt my head to the skies. My arms feel heavy. All sensation has long abandoned my legs. I'm running faster than I ever have in my life. So why can't I shake her? Why can't I outrun her leisurely pace?
I got it. She's the Grim Reaper. I mean, you can't outrun death.
I'm completely out of breath. I don't even know how many kilometers I've run at full speed. And she's still behind me, walking. With all the effort of someone out for a stroll, but she never fails to lag behind. Like the image of a ghost seared into my proverbial rearview mirror.
Okay, stopping for a second here. Theory time. 1. She's not actually a vampire, she is a ghost. 2. She is a vampire, she's just very fast. 3. This is all a hallucination.
There's nothing funny about the situation, but I can't help but laugh. A stream of laughter bursts out. I keep running. My body screams that it might collapse and die if I continue. But still, I keep running. It's clear why I have to run. The second she catches me, she'll kill me. It's like those Japanese legends when you kill someone and they come back and murder you. I don't have any basis for thinking that, but I know better than anyone that I'd be fooling myself if I tried to just laugh it off. I don't need reasons or evidence. It's just how the world works to reap what I've sown. An eye for an eye, a life for a life. Since I killed her, she now has the right to kill me.
Hey, Phil? If I kill you, will you kill me back? It's as simple as that. It's a simple fact that my life will end the second I get caught. Oh, and we're in the alleyway where we're not supposed to be and where we lured last time, huh? I fall, sprawling pathetically on the ground. I didn't even stumble or trip. My limbs just couldn't carry me a single step further. I crawl across the ground to the wall. With my palms against the stone, I will myself to get back up on my feet. But it's no use. The second I lift myself up off the ground, my knees give out, and I fall back down with a thud. I can no longer move my body, not even an inch. Man, Akia's gonna be really mad that we were missing school. That's all I can think about right now. I throw my head backwards and wheeze for air. It hurts. I can't get enough oxygen at all. My brain is starving. I can't think. I can't make sense of what I'm doing. Why am I doing this? Why? How is this woman I killed still alive? I cut her down perfectly, thoroughly. I massacred her in the most extreme way possible. People die when they're killed. So how could she be waiting outside of my school? How could she just sit there and smile at me when I arrived? I killed her. I definitely killed her. That's right. I definitely killed her. I definitely killed her. And yet, I definitely killed her. And yet, why? Huh? Are we finished playing tag already? The sound of footsteps coming closer. A subdued noise that echoes through the alley. Why is she so cute? Her expression, oh my god. Like, look, just look at her. Look at her little face. I just want to pinch her little cheeks and kiss her. The woman shrugs her shoulders as if disappointed, and speaks to me as I lie slumped against the wall. Hello again. I must thank you for taking care of me yesterday. What? She faces me with a carefree smile. I feel like I'm going crazy. I feel that way too. I don't know what to make of her expression. Still wearing that smile, she brazenly enters the closed-off alleyway. Oh, and you forgot this. Rather sloppy of you to leave something so incriminating behind. A black object lands in front of me with a light thud. My bag. I hadn't even noticed I'd lost it yet. No, hold on. What did she just say? Incriminating? Did she just say incriminating? She said incriminating. Shit, I've got to get out of here. I urge my legs to move, only to push my back harder into the concrete wall blocking my way.
追いかけっこは終わりなんでしょ？
Huh? I thought we were done with tag.
だってここ袋小路だもん。おまけに人気もないから邪魔が入る心配もないし。
This is a dead-end alleyway. Besides, it's not like anyone else is around to get in our way. The woman looks oddly cheerful. A dead end with no one around? I look around in a panic, then curse myself for my stupidity. Why the hell did I decide to flee here of all places? It's like I'm begging to be killed. Yeah, not your brightest thing there, Shiki.
長かったな。
That sure took a while. I also really like the diagonal shots here.
あれから18時間。ようやくあなたを捕まえた。
18 hours, but I finally caught you. The woman takes another step towards me.
お前
You...
何？
Yes?
お前は確かに
You're supposed to be...
ええ、昨日あなたに殺された女よ。
Dead? Dead? Yes, you did kill me yesterday.
覚えていてくれて嬉しいわ。
I'm so happy you remembered. What is going on here? It's the response I least wanted to hear, regardless of whether this is real or not.
ふざけるな。死んだ人間が生きてるはずがないだろう。
Bullshit! Dead people don't just walk around. Hey, as a ghost, as a resident undead person here, Shiki, that is very unsensitive to the undead of the world.
そうだけど、そう驚くことでもないんじゃない？
Well, sure, but do you really need to be this surprised?
単に殺された後生き返っただけなんだから。
I just revived after you killed me. That's all. Oh, is that all? You just revived after you were in pieces. We have the eyes of death perception that we use to kill you. And you just came back to that. What? The woman says it as if it's nothing, coming ever closer. The space between us shrinks steadily.
生き返った。
You revived? I sit in a daze as I digest what she's told me. Digest, very poor choice of words if she really is a vampire. She came back to life. Does she mean she came back from the brink of death? What, did she go to a doctor and undergo an operation to bring herself back? Shiki, she was in pieces. Keep up here. Her head was off.
バカにすんな。
Don't screw with me.
あんなに手足をバラバラにされて生き返る人間がいるもんか。
There's no human on Earth who could come back from being chopped into pieces like that.
うん。だって私、人間じゃないもの。
Yeah, good thing I'm not human then. Aha, let's have answers. Answers. What? I'm sorry, what? Her words are too simple to interpret any other way. I'm not human. That's what the woman just told me.
人間じゃ
You're not human?
当たり前でしょ。手足をバラバラにされて一人でに再生できる人間がいると思う？
Obviously, what kind of human manages to regenerate all by her lonesome after being cut to pieces? Well, yeah, but we haven't exactly seen any paranormal shit aside from the eyes. So, like, you gotta explain things properly. No human could, that much is a fact. If someone could, they might look like a human, but no way they'd be considered the same anymore. Someone who can die and come back to life. A being that doesn't care if it ceases to breathe. One that can recover fully even after being cut to pieces. Something that may look human, but definitely can't be called one. It appears that's the true form of the woman in front of me. I try to laugh at the situation, but my throat is too wrecked to let any sound through.
なんだよそれ
What is this? It isn't funny enough to be a joke. And even if it were a joke, it all fits together a little too well. Kind of like her parts when they regenerated.
I hid myself while I tried to repair myself. What?
I mean, she's got a point. If she isn't human, then it could actually be possible for her to come back to life, even after being massacred in such a way. My mind finally starts to settle down. I recall the words of the one who saved me so long ago. First, I need to take a good look. Then, I need to think everything through. That's the type of situation I'm in right now.
人間じゃないって言ったな
If you say you're not human,
それじゃ何なんだ
then what the hell are you?
私は吸血鬼って呼ばれてるけど。
Me? We're usually called vampires. I knew it! She's a vampire. Yes, I know it's on the back of the box, but it's been nearly like... Phil, how many hours has it been? I think it's been like over 12 hours of gameplay. And I hadn't seen anything supernatural aside from the eyes, so... Vampires! Wait a second, she has red eyes. Phil? Phil, do you have red eyes?
No!
わかりやすく言えば、人の血を吸って生きてる怪物かな。
To put it simply, I'm a monster that drinks the blood of people. I love how cavalier she is. I love her, like, she's energetic, but not, like, in the same way of... She's energetic, but not in the same way as Kohaku, because Kohaku is all about, like, cheerfulness in a light, but she's, like, you know, kind of childish, but not in the same way. She's casual and cavalier, and also she's wearing a cross necklace. Is that a cross? I'm not sure. That's much better. Her being a vampire makes all of this easier to understand. Even I know what a vampire is. Well, yes, it's that guy Dracula, Nosferatu. They may just be the stuff of legends, but I doubt there's anyone out there that hasn't heard of them. Bram Stoker wrote a famous book about them once. In Western fiction, they're often described as undying monsters in human form. And yeah, the movie that I reviewed was based off of Bram Stoker's famous book, Dracula. Phil, is this why you wanted me to cover Tsukihime? Because we reviewed Dracula? Because that would make so much sense. It's like poetry, you know, it rhymes. Sometimes they're also described as bloodsuckers, which is what they are in a nutshell. They're monsters that drink blood, so of course they're not human. Right. A vampire. It sounds so ridiculous. Just saying it out loud nearly makes me burst into a mad laugh. What I was just confused about, because I had been told she was a vampire from the beginning. I knew she was a vampire. But I didn't realize vampires can regenerate without their heads and stuff like that, because in every form of fiction that I've ever seen, you kill vampires by cutting through their heart, cutting off their head, both things that were explicitly done by Shiki. So, how the fuck? I'm going to get killed any moment now, yet I feel incredibly calm about it. What can I say? I just don't have the energy to care anymore. Not that it would do any good. She seems satisfied as she peers down at my pathetic figure. Wait, I thought vampires weren't able to walk around in broad daylight. That's another thing. Were all the myths just wrong? No, never mind. That's really not something for me to be focused on right now. So, what business does a monster have with me? I blurt out the words in a fit of frustration. The woman looks taken aback for a moment. She crosses her arms in front of her chest, looking me over with a small pout. Oh, it's cute. Can I keep her? Can I keep the vampire? Seriously? You already forgot what you did to me yesterday? You kill me, a complete stranger, in such a barbaric way before we've even exchanged a single word? And now you're asking me what business I have with you? You must be awfully used to murdering people. That raises further questions about Shiki. She looks more baffled than angry. But I could say I'm equally baffled. I mean, the woman I killed with my own two hands is standing right in front of me, grumbling that I had the gall to kill her. Hey, are you even listening, you homicidal maniac? I love her. I love her. I'm listening. I just need a second to process how I could possibly be this unlucky. So, sorry, but could you be quiet for 1 sec? I need something to blame. Otherwise, I'll end up destroying myself. I've learned just how bad my luck is, though it's a little late for it. For whatever reason, I was overcome by the urge to kill this woman. So I rode the urge till I'd finished the job. Everything I can recall is... Damn it, Phil! Me when White Woman isn't dead. Why isn't she dead? Everything I can recall is fuzzy, so I convinced myself that it was just a dream. But it wasn't. And the person I killed wasn't even human. And here's Phil coming out of thin air
to tell me, oh yeah, white woman isn't dead. Why? I've come to accept that I'm strange and defective. But compared to, well, all of this, I'm actually on the normal side. Shiki. Shiki. You're not normal. I hate to break it to you, but none of this is normal. You killing someone, not normal. I guess the murder is okay thing, she's fine being murdered, but like, what the fuck? I break out in laughter. But it's not all bad news. If the woman I killed really has come back to life, that means I haven't killed anyone. Unless you've killed all the other serial, people who've been killed before by that serial killer running around. I'm just saying. I might have performed the act of killing, yet she's still alive, and well, you still killed her. At the very least, that's something for me to take comfort in. That's right, if I didn't kill anyone, then everything might be fine. It still happened! You still killed her! I was there! You killed her! Shiki Tono could actually go back to his normal day-to-day life. Sure, in exchange for that, I'm now being hunted down by a deranged lunatic, but that's still better than being a murderer. Okay, 1, you still murdered her. 2, how is she a deranged lunatic when she's just a vampire? Like, what's going on in your head, boy? That boy ain't right, I tell you what. It's still a case of bad luck, but it's bad luck of the very best kind. Are you secretly Nagito? Though the whole situation might be ridiculous, at least I'm not the only one who's crazy. Alright, I've calmed down a bit. You've got something to say to me, right? Air it all out, then. Oh, I have plenty I'd like to tell you, but you sure are a strange guy. What's with the attitude when you're face to face with a vampire? Look, I know it's bad, but I'm doing everything just to keep it together. Otherwise, I probably would have killed myself twice over by now. If she's going to kill me, I wish she'd just get it over with. I've already dealt with my body giving out on me for 7 years now. No matter how terrible the act, I'm prepared to recognize that it really happened. Then again, never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd have to deal with a situation like this in the first place. I love that face. The woman gives me a drawn-out look. Her gaze is sharp, but I don't sense any hostility. This is also backwards. Isn't it natural to want an eye for an eye? Shouldn't she be itching to pay me back? Why are you staring at me like that? You came to get your revenge, right? So just... You're right. I ought to want to kill you for what you did to me. If that's what you want me to do, I'll happily oblige. But otherwise, I'll have to pass.
It's just not worth it. Her eyes are firmly fixated on me.
ねえ、反省してる？
Tell me, do you regret it? Yeah, I don't like murder. What? My eyes widen in surprise. Her words just sounded so out of place.
私を殺しちゃったことを反省しているのかって聞いてるの。それでね、もしあなたが反省しているのなら許してあげようかなって。
I asked whether you regret killing me. If you feel remorse over it, then I might just have it in my heart to forgive you.
あなた、人間にしては嘘が下手そうな感じだし。
You seem like you'd be pretty bad at lying. Well, for a human anyway. I like her.
反省って俺が
Do I regret it?
うん。あなたがごめんなさいって言ってくれれば、私としてはそれでいいよ。
Yeah, if you're willing to give me an apology from the bottom of your heart, then I'm good with that. This interaction is just really strange. Like, nobody's really questioning things. It's just matter of fact. I guess we're accepting that she somehow is regenerating even though she's a vampire. I can't believe it. And not just the part where my murder victim is telling me she'll forgive me. I can't believe how amazingly gentle she sounds.
もう、こっちが真面目に聞いているんだから、ちゃんと答えるのが筋ってものでしょ。
Come on, an honest question deserves an honest answer.
ほら、早く答えて。反省しているのか、していないのか。
Hurry up. Tell me, do you regret it or not?
そこをはっきりさせないと先に進めないんだから。
We can't continue this conversation unless you answer. Do I regret it? That goes without saying.
そりゃ
I try to speak, but something holds me back. You can't. If you say something now, you won't be able to continue living in ignorant bliss. Keep pretending this was a dream. Keep pretending you didn't notice. Keep pretending to be normal, it tells me. But we can't do that because it's real.
そりゃ、何？
You what? My throat tightens. The fear begs me not to speak. But I can't run from this. It's something I have to face. I think someone who believed in me told me something similar once. If you truly want to live a normal life, then face your own sins. Face your own actions. Never, ever look away.
そりゃ後悔してね。
Of course I regret what I did.
なんであれ俺は人を殺してしまったんだから。
I mean, I killed someone. I wring my confession from my chest. As soon as the first words spill past my lips, there's no stopping them. I finally accepted my own failings. I killed this woman.
I killed her with no mercy for no reason. For my own gratification.
そのことは後悔も反省もできる。
I'm sorry that I did it. I'm sorry for everything.
できるのなら
And if you'd let me, if I could be permitted such a cheap gesture,
何度でも頭を下げる。
then I'd apologize 1,000 times over.
でもそれは意味のないことだ。
But there wouldn't be any point.
事実として俺はあんたを手にかけた。
I can never change what I did to you. So, what I did was unforgivable. That she was somehow resurrected is no excuse. Shiki Tono murdered the very woman he sees before him. I am guilty of a violation of the highest order. Of an act of unfathomable violence.
だからあんたは俺に復讐していい。
So, if you want revenge, I won't stop you.
俺が逃げたのはお前が怖かったからじゃない。俺は俺自身の行為から逃げていただけだった。
I wasn't running because I was scared of you. I was running because I was scared of what I'd done. Slumped against the alley wall, I confess my sins to the empty air. It's as if I've finally woken up. I've spent the past day in a fugue, in a fragile, transient dream, in a brief refuge from the reality of my own depravity. But now, at last, it's time to pay the piper.
そっか。うん、いい人なんだね、あなた。
I see. You're a good person then.
He killed you. Isn't that a bad thing? I would hope so. I mean,
I guess, like, I get the idea of, you know, that you apologize from the bottom of your heart and that you're a good person in that regard.
still doesn't excuse murder, but you know that murder is where I draw the line.
I look up at her in surprise. She's smiling. She might call herself a vampire, but her expression is perfectly sweet and honest.
決めた。
Okay.
やっぱりあなたには私の手伝いをしてもらうわ。
I'll have you help me out.
Okay, what?
Huh?
What?
Her smile is different now, more meaningful, less innocent. Help? She wants me to help her.
おい、手伝いってなんだ？
Hold on. What do you mean by that?
だからあなたを許してあげる代償。
Call it compensation for me forgiving you.
Oh, there's always a catch. You murder someone, they come back, and there's always a catch. I mean, I came back as a ghost, and now I gotta review video games and play them, and run this haunted library, which is fun, but there's always a catch.
この町に根付いている吸血鬼の始末をちょっと手伝ってもらおうかなって。
I'll need some help killing the vampire that's taken up residence in this town. Oh, so there's another vampire, which explains the victims that we've seen. I wonder if she's a good vampire. Probably not, but we'll see. I don't understand any of this.
待て、許す代償ってなんだ？っていうかそんな簡単に許せるのか？
Wait, compensation? You're saying you'll forgive me just like that?
そもそも吸血鬼の始末って、お前自分のことを吸血鬼って言ってなかったか？
And what do you mean killing the vampire? Didn't you just say that you were a vampire? Well, yeah, but haven't you seen Twilight?
ああ、違う。私は吸血鬼だけど、町に根付いている吸血鬼はまた別物よ。
You've got it all wrong. I'm a vampire too, yeah. But the vampire I'm talking about isn't me, obviously.
あなた、この町に住んでいる人でしょ？
You live here, right?
なら、最近起きている殺人事件も知ってるわよね。
Then you must have heard about the recent serial killings.
いや、まあ。
Well, I guess. We heard about it on the news. The sudden callback to the familiar news story snaps me out of my worked up state. Somehow, the strange circumstances around those murders seem more real than whatever is happening to me here. Look, you found a vampire. You gotta put two and two together. I know it's kind of strange, but you're accepting a vampire without question, so you should be able to put two and two together. I don't know. I don't get it. Like, if it were me, I'd be like, wait a second. Prove to me you're a vampire. But, you know, I guess she's here, but that doesn't make sense to me.
そりゃあ知ってるよ。連続通り魔だろ。もう何人も殺されてる事件で、被害者は血液を抜かれて。
I heard the killer already killed a whole bunch of victims, and that they all had their bodies drained of blood. The moment I say it, I suddenly realize what the woman is getting at. A very simple conclusion.
そう、私が言ってるのはそっちの吸血鬼のこと。
That's the vampire I'm talking about.
自分を殺せってあなたは言うけど、私が殺したい相手は今のところそいつだけよ。
You ramble about me killing you, but the one I really want to kill is that vampire.
この殺人犯ってあなたたちにとっても敵なんじゃないの？
That serial killer is an enemy of your kind too, right? Blank. I don't know what it's supposed to be. My mind is running circles, trying to keep up with the influx of new data. Oh, no, processing, thinking, think. Sure, I get the basics, I understand what she's saying, but on some fundamental level, I feel like all common sense has well and truly left the building, along with Elvis. Because if vampires are real, maybe Elvis is still alive along with Biggie and Tupac. You never know.
人間って非効率すぎて理解できないわ。
Seriously, humans are so inefficient.
自分たちで吸血鬼の仕業かと言っているのに、誰も吸血鬼退治をしないんだもの。森が燃えているのに逃げ出さないリスみたい。
You all grumble about how this must be the work of a vampire, but I don't see anyone actually going out to kill it. You're like a bunch of squirrels, too afraid to run from a forest fire. Arcueid. That's because we don't think vampires actually exist. I know, I'm a living ghost here.
but most people don't believe in vampires. I still think it's werewolves. Phil is wrong.
That's not going away anytime soon.
いや、だって吸血鬼なんているはずないだろ。
I mean, vampires aren't supposed to exist. She's pouting. I love it. I love it. Dissatisfied with my response, her lips purse into a pout. Right. The mysterious creature in front of me did just say she was a vampire as well. Well, yeah, but she didn't prove it.
でもそれじゃあ何か。
So, what then?
お前はこの町で殺人事件を起こしている吸血鬼を退治してくれるのか。
You came to this town to take care of the vampire serial killer for us? And you want me, of all people, to somehow help you out? That's a bit too convenient.
ええ、何しろ予定が大きく崩れちゃって。
Right, I was here to kill the vampire, but someone came along and ruined those plans. I wonder who that was. Oh, right, Shiki. It was you.
昨日、なぜか見ず知らずの殺人鬼に襲われて殺されちゃった。あれは参ったな。もう完璧な不意打ちで反撃する間もなく17個に切断されたんだもの。
I know this is a horror story, and what happened was traumatic, but her response is just priceless. Yesterday, some total stranger barged into my place and murdered me for absolutely no reason. Talk about rotten luck. I walked into a perfect ambush and got chopped into 17 pieces before I had a chance to even fight back. Oh, look at that.
初めて見ただけの相手を尾行して殺したら満足して去っていくとかどうなの？ほんとひどいなんてものじゃないの？言い逃れもできないぐらい完全な殺人鬼よね、そいつ。
What kind of person stalks someone they never met before, kills them, and then leaves feeling all satisfied? Isn't that terrible? Cruel even. He must have been one hell of a ruthless murderer. Shit. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was like yesterday. And why were you like that, Cheeky? We haven't established why yet. As much as I love to refute her, I'm fresh out of ammunition. Look, you can't win arguments. That's not your strong suit, Cheeky.
私だってね、復元するまでは本当にあなたを殺すつもりだったわ。
I honestly was planning to kill you at first. It was all I could think of when I was restoring my body.
あんな屈辱を受けたのは初めてだったし、復元しきるのに8割以上の力を消費してしまったわけだし。
I'd never been so humiliated. Even worse, it took me over 80% of my power to come back to life. So, what would happen if it took over 100% of her power? Huh. That's something to think about.
それより何より、本当にものすごく痛かったんだから。あんまりにも痛いから気が触れそうになるんだけど、やっぱりあんまりにも痛くて正気に戻るの。
And you know what was the worst part? It really hurt, you know? It hurt so much I thought I'd lose my mind. But then it would hurt so bad that it snapped me back to reality. And then I heard that Eminem song, Lose Yourself, and I kind of lost it again.
そんな繰り返しを一晩体験した私の気持ち、わかる？
Do you have any idea what it's like to spend an entire night teetering back and forth between two types of pain that extreme? I'm sorry, but as a human, I don't think I could even begin to imagine what that was like.
それでね、もう憎くてあなたを探したわ。
That hate kept me going as I searched for you.
目的である吸血鬼も放っておいたぐらい、それだけに熱中した。
I even forgot all about the vampire I was supposed to be hunting.
土地の記録からあなたの服装があの学校のものだって分かったのは2時間ぐらい前の話。
With your uniform as my only lead, I did some sniffing around until I figured out which school you went to. That was about 2 hours ago.
本当は夜まで待って捕まえようと思ったけど、もう1分だって待ちたくなかった。それじゃあってあそこで待つことにしたの。
I considered waiting till nightfall to catch you, but I didn't want to drag it out a second longer, so I just decided to wait out there for you. So that's why she was waiting for me outside of school. After all that agony, she must have been dying to kill me. But if that's the case...
わからないな。そこまで憎かったのに、どうして俺を許すなんて言うんだ。
I don't get it. Why forgive me if you're that angry?
そうね。
Good question.
簡単に言えば時間が経って冷静になったのかな。
I guess I had enough time to cool my head.
私も力を消費しちゃったことだし、めっためたに殺すよりぐっちゃぐちゃの盾になってもらった方が効率的だなって考えたの。
I used so much of my power already, I figured it'd be more efficient to keep you around as a makeshift meat shield instead of giving you a squishy squashy death. Squishy squashy?
おい、今よからぬことを口にしなかったか、お前。
Sorry, did you just say something completely horrifying?
え？そんなこと言った？私。
Did I? I love her.
人のことを盾にするって言った。
You said you want me to... You said you want to use me as your meat shield? She also added some pretty unfortunate adjectives to her description. Yeah, squishy squashy. Squishy squashy. Squishy squashy. I'm gonna call him squishy. That's it. Shiki's not squishy.
何よ、そんなの当然じゃない。
Isn't that the obvious course of action, though, Squishy?
私はあなたのことを許したけど、それは私個人の感情に整理をつけただけだもの。
I may have forgiven you, but that's just the emotional stuff.
あなたが犯した殺害という行為そのものは、やっぱり気持ちじゃなくて、行為で行うしかないでしょ?
You still committed an act of murder that has nothing to do with feelings. The only way to atone is through actions. Got that? You got that, Squishy?
Please stop.
いや、でしょと言われても。
You make it sound obvious, but it's not. I expected her to just kill me instead, but being asked to be her shield feels like a totally different kind of compensation. I can't exactly pinpoint what the difference is, but I damn sure have a bad feeling about this.
素直なんだか意地悪なんだかわからない人ね。
I can't tell whether you're being sincere or if you're just messing with me.
繰り返すけど、私はあなたに殺されたのよ。
Just to be clear, you did kill me.
想像できないでしょうけど、一度死んでから蘇生するのにはそれなりに力を消費するんだから。
I know you can't even fathom it, but it takes a lot of strength to revive after that kind of mess.
単純に殺されるだけならどうってことなかったわ。
It wouldn't have been such a big deal if you just killed me the normal way.
でもあなたの切り口は今まで見たこともない切断面で、傷口がつながらないから体を作り直すしかなかった。
But I've never seen cuts like that. I couldn't get the wounds to reattach, so I had to rebuild my whole body from scratch. Well, yeah, he did use the eyes of death perception to cut the lines.
その結果、私は生き返るのにほとんどの力を使っちゃったんだからね。
Because of that, it took nearly every ounce of strength I had to come back to life. Do you understand? Every ounce of strength. You must take responsibility. She puffs up her cheeks in anger. It's rather comical, but oddly fitting. I guess she'd forgotten about her anger up till now, but explaining the situation is making her relive her fury. But she's so cute when she's angry, though. I love her. Look at her. Look at that face. Could you be angry at that face? I'd let her kill me. I'm a ghost, but still. So right now, I'm weak.
2晩も経てば回復するだろうけど、その前に襲われたら打つ手がないの。だからその間、あなたには私の盾になってもらうから。
I'll be fine after a couple nights of rest, but if I'm attacked during that time, I won't be able to lift a hand to stop them. So that's why you'll be my shield. See, it all makes sense.
いや、もらうからって何勝手に決めてんだよ。
Says you. Don't I get any input on this?
あなたのせいでこうなったんだから、それぐらいはして当然でしょ。
This is all your fault to begin with, so it's only logical that you help me out.
それとも、やっぱり反省なんかしてないっていうの？
Are you telling me you don't actually regret your actions after all? Maybe you are a bad person, murderer. I'm trapped by her sincere gaze. Fine, I'll be your meat shield if you don't kill me. She's so unfair. Unfair? You killed her! Okay, I'm sorry, my brain's broken for a second. My ghost brain is trying to process this. Okay, first of all, Shiki, you're dumb. Second of all, she's a little bit too lenient. Like, both of them are a little bit weird. What is going on here? All this talk about regret or the courses of actions aside, I'd really rather she didn't look at me with those eyes. What? Those eyes are perfectly normal. She's very cute. Shiki, just start a poly relationship with her and Kohaku. That's all I'm saying. If you're calling yourself a monstrous vampire, you really shouldn't be going around staring people down with such pure, honest eyes. Are you saying that vampires can't be honest? Some of my friends are vampires. Okay, that's a lie. I wish I knew vampires. Somebody out there, get me a vampire friend. You... I clamp down on the feelings rising in my chest. Also, I know Omaiwa is you, but I just keep thinking of Omaiwa Shinderu, which just means you're already dead. You know, just... it fits with the scene. I regret my actions. I want to atone for them too. Yet my heart keeps warning me that, as a human, I should not be teaming up with this woman. But you're not really a normal human, are you, Shiki? I mean, you got eyes that can see the lines and cut through things. You're kind of not normal. I'm just saying. Without any answer at hand, I idly raise my gaze. Huh? In that moment, I see a different pair of glowing eyes staring back at me. My entire body tenses up again. Strength returns to my overtaxed legs, and I force myself up from my seated position
into a crouch. The woman, following my gaze, turns to look at what has appeared in the entrance of the alley. Behind her. I told you it was a werewolf.
That's a panther, dumbass.
Is a creature even more out of place in a human city than the vampire in front of me. The woman looks perfectly calm, but I'm struggling to wrap my head around the situation. That's a panther. No. I think you're mistaking this. Like, you may think it's a panther, but that's just a black cat. That's just how black cats normally are. Like, have you seen a void before? It's a house panther. I know that much. Even a child would be able to tell what animal this is.
Yeah, that's Zen. You're dumber than a child.
But you wouldn't see one outside of a picture book or a cage in a zoo. And somehow, here I am experiencing just how terrifying the beast is firsthand, all without anything to protect me. It stands on 4 lean, powerful limbs. I still say this is just a normal black cat. I don't know what you're talking about. Muscle that seems as supple as rubber, yet hard as steel. Its form is far removed from that of a human being. This is a creature built for the sole purpose of hunting down its prey. Simply seeing it awakens primal instincts that should have been cast away in the Stone Age. I don't know. I didn't see any panthers in Flintstones. We might both be living creatures, but this panther is in another league. Its superior abilities leave me breathless. You got me breathless. It's not something I can put into words. This creature and I can't coexist in the same world, much less communicate with one another. The Black Panther's body measures over 1 meter in length. How long is 1 meter? How much is that in American? Okay, in American that's 3 feet. That's, okay, half a human size. Even a dog that size could easily take down a human. And here it is, eyeing me and the woman in white. Vicious claws, fangs and all, with barely 5 meters between us. Hey, is that a friend of yours? Yeah, no, it's just it's my buddy Ralph. You know, no, of course not. What do you think? I can't help but snap back at something so crazy. I'm an idiot. Yeah, you're kind of an idiot there, Squishy. Squishy's an idiot. As if taking my voice as a signal, the panther leaps in our direction. No, that's not right. It's running, but it's going so fast I thought it had leaped at us instead. I can't do anything. The black blur's fangs will sink into my shoulder before I even have the time to process its movements. I can see it. I am keenly aware of how this will all end 1 second from now, but the thought of dodging or moving away doesn't even register. But the blow comes from my side instead. The woman in white shoves me away before the shadowy creature has the chance to bite me. An effortless swipe of her hand is all it takes. At her touch, I'm flung across the alley as easily as someone might throw a ball, and I go crashing into the wall. Ooh, can we play squishy ball? That's my favorite sport. Squishy ball. Ouch. I grit my teeth as I slam into the wall back first. Pain shoots up through my spine. And meanwhile, the entire time,
all I can think of is that Akia, back in her school, is getting a call from the school and being like, oh man, I'm gonna ship this guy to an island. He didn't show up to school again.
What?
What are you... Not now. Look straight. Well, joke's on you. I can't do anything straight. I can't even park straight. I can't float straight. I am a gay ghost. The woman shouts at me. I look up, expecting the beast to have crashed into the wall behind me. Instead, having lost sight of its target, the panther reacts instantly by spinning in the air and planting its feet onto the wall. From there, it leaps at the opposite wall. Is this a ninja? Because these are techniques that Naruto could do. The creature latches itself to the side of the building. Just as it seems to have found its footing, it turns its glowing gaze at me once more. This is a crazy fight. But man, this conversation's been going on for a while. My breath is still caught after the chaos.
Chaos!
The panther pushes off against the wall and leaps at me like lightning falling from the sky. The woman places herself into its trajectory, deflecting the oncoming bolt with a single hand. She's even faster than the panther, her slender frame even more graceful. It's frightening, unnerving even. Hey now, can't you see I was here first? I'll have to kill you if you don't mind your manners, you know. The woman's disposition hasn't changed a bit. As if heeding her threat, the panther cautiously backs away. There's around 3 meters of space between the two of them now. The panther keeps its distance. It must have realized the difference in their abilities during their brief clash. To a human, that panther is no doubt a monster, a beast that could easily slay any human it meets. But that woman is on a whole other level. A monster among monsters. A demon that could easily slay any monster it meets. The panther sits absolutely still as it observes the woman. Even I can tell how badly outclassed it is. The woman must seem like some insurmountable wall when viewed from the eyes of the apex predator. If you got business with me, I'll deal with you later. So for now... The atmosphere around the woman changes. The panther hadn't rattled her in the slightest, but the very air around her seems sharper than ever before. Hi, Kana. Are you happy? People? There's no mistaking it. A group of strangers is making their way down the alley. They're walking at a leisurely pace through the dimly lit back street, ambling right in our direction. Oh no, look, it's the Backstreet Boys. They've come to help us. Stop! Get away from here. There's a panther on the... I try to tell them a panther is on the loose. But as I do, red currents flash across my vision. I rub my eyes beneath my glasses. Just now, I see something terrible. Okay, holy fuck. What the fuck is that? Like, are those actual people or zombies or ghouls? No, they have to be ghouls. What the fuck, man? They keep coming. They possess neither the feral instincts nor the pride of the panther.
They lurch forward, completely disregarding the woman in white, as well as the fact that another few steps forward will doom them. But why would they? These creatures have no brain to think, nor a heart to feel fear. They aren't alive. They can't be. They're engulfed in flame, black smoke billowing from their eyes and mouth. And yet they keep moving forward. That's terrifying. Jesus Christ. Well, it's official. I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. They're dead. And so is the vampire, but that can't be. Well, I'm dead as well, but I'm a ghost. They have to be. Their hands are outstretched, as if they were seeking salvation, but from their fingertips drips a thick oil. God, Natsu is good at this. The drops of oil splash into the tongues of flame as they hit the ground. Even from this distance, I realize that the oil-like substance must be their stagnant blood. Damn! This is metal as fuck. Is this a new type? The woman in white focuses her attention on the things before her. Two of the three cadavers reach for her. The last one turns in my direction and leers at me with its burning sockets as I stand there dumbstruck. It's got me. The panther uses the fatally short window to strike. It's even faster than the last time it leaped. This time, I didn't even register it moving. The panther bears its weight against me, as if trying to push me over, and runs its incisors down my neck. Fuck. Good. A tightness grips my throat. There's a constricting sensation at the nape of my neck. It's not my skin, though. The collar of my school uniform is being bitten and pulled. I'm sorry, what? I'm pushed against the wall again. I've been dragged into a dark corner of the alley. The panther roughly presses me into the heaped piles of garbage. Man, Squishy, you're having some luck today. I thought the panther was gonna kill Squishy. You asshole! Don't treat me like trash. That's the least of your worries here. What am I even doing? I'm berating the panther as it has me pinned down. But for whatever reason, it decides not to follow through with its attack. Perhaps the beast realizes it has bigger problems to deal with. Are there 3 factions here? What's going on? Hidden behind some of the waste, I sit up and peer over at the woman. The smoldering dead are brave enough to get within 3 meters of the woman, a feat even the panther dared not try. You know, the Smoldering Dead is a metal name. That's a name of my covering band, my cover band for the Grateful Dead, Smoldering Dead. And the moment they do, the very air wails in agony. The burst of wind from the woman's arm slicing through the air cuts through her targets like a bulldozer, leaving not a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3 a 3
My head hurts. It feels like... You and me both, Squishy. It feels like tiny thorns are bouncing within my eye sockets. A painful red sensation jabbing at me like knives, like it were trying to deny all I'd just seen. Yeesh, I used even more of my power. With a resigned shrug of her shoulders, the woman turns to me. She doesn't look like she holds the slightest interest in the corpses she just eradicated. This is all because you spent so long dragging your feet, you know. If you had just hurried and made up your mind, they wouldn't have found us. The woman boldly walks over to me as I sit half-stunned on the ground. The panther is long gone. Why, though? What is going on? What is happening? We have a vampire, a panther, and smoldering dead. Call the cops. It must have taken one look at the scene just now and decided it wanted none of it. That the woman was simply far too strong. I guess that's a fair assessment, but I'm not trusting it. Here's my suspicion. I think the panther is someone Shiki knows and is just a supernatural metahuman, kind of like everyone here, and was helping Shiki out against someone who he thought was an enemy. That's what I think. Hey, what was that? My headache is concentrated behind my eyes. The pain searing through my cranium seems to be throwing off whatever part of my brain controls my speech. What the hell is this woman? She told you she's a vampire. We finally have proof, and now you're... Squishy, you're fired. Huh? Just some regular... Just some regular zombies, obviously. Okay, they weren't ghouls, they were zombies. Zombies? Okay. Ah, I see. They're familiars used by vampires, though these ones were a little unusual. It's my first time seeing zombies like that, actually. And now it makes sense. Okay, so here's lore time. In literature, zombies have familiars that are called ghouls. They're basically the living dead. They are zombies, in a sense. But they're never usually on fire, so they're kind of using the vampire lore in a weird way, and I like that. But here's something funny. When I said, like, you know, okay, so what else could be in the story? I wanted werewolves, ghouls, vampires. Phil said that only one of certain things would happen, but I listed zombies and ghouls, so Phil is wrong and fired.
Zombies, ghouls, tomato, tomato.
Not these zombies. I'm talking about you. Now, I'd be freaked out more by the zombies. The sharp stinging in my head is begging for some sense of normalcy. She's a monster. Not really. She just has very good power. The out-of-place panther and those impossible flaming corpses, even they appear perfectly grounded when compared to her. I don't know. I don't know. Vampires are very strong. Through a flick of her arm, this woman made a gust of wind with the power of a tornado. Such a monster couldn't coexist amongst us frail humans for a second.
だから吸血鬼だって言ってるじゃない。
Me? I told you I was a vampire, didn't I?
あれ、もしかしてあなた吸血鬼って単語知らない？
Oh, wait. Do you not know what a vampire is? I mean, Squishy is kind of slow.
ここじゃ一般教養だって聞いたんだけどな。
I thought that sort of thing would be common knowledge here. For such a powerful monster, she's pretty dense. You're one to talk, Squishy! I'm calling him Squishy for the rest of this Bun Plays.
The hell you are!
But I can take advantage of this window to force strength into my trembling limbs. That fight just now led her away from the alley entrance. If I run with all my might, I may just have a shot at escaping. I take a deep breath. Huh? Just as I'm about to start running, I catch a glimpse of her face. For some reason, I suddenly feel calm again.
おい、どうした？怪我でもしたのか？
Hey, what's wrong? Are you injured? Such a
怪我なん
simp.
てそんなのするわけないでしょ。あんな呪いのにやられるなんて考えたこともないわ。
Please, like I'd get injured. I just never thought I'd be hit by something that slow.
でもちょっとまずい展開になってきた。
But this isn't good.
こうなったら是が非でもあなたには盾になってもらわないといけないみたい。
The way things are now, I'll definitely need you to act as my shield. What? We went over this already, Squishy. Come on, get with the program. Oh, that's right. We were just talking about that nonsense. It's not nonsense. She needs someone to protect her. Earlier, I thought that she might have been speaking metaphorically about the whole meat shield thing. But now I'm not so sure anymore. She sounds dead serious. She actually wants me to act as her shield against panthers and flaming corpses, and who knows what else.
バカなこと言うな、このバカ！
Are you out of your mind?
今の見てたろ。俺に何ができるって言うんだ。お前一人の方がよっぽどマシだろうが。
Did you see me just now? What do you think I can do, huh? You'd clearly be far better on your own.
そうでもないわ。今ので本当に空っぽになっちゃったから。
Not at all. After that, I'm really running on empty. You know, like when your car's, you know, you know when you have a car and that E lights up, you're still kind of running on fumes, but you can't really do much. That's where I'm at right now.
あなたたち風に言うと生きてるだけで精一杯みたいな。
I guess you could say I'm giving it all I've got to stay alive right now. Is that how it is? It doesn't look like it at all, but sure. Honestly, I'm half glad that what I just saw was a last-ditch effort and not something she could shake out of her sleeve at any time. You'd best watch out. If you did something wrong, she could slap your butt and your butt falls off. But that's not the issue here.
精一杯とか言われても困る。そりゃできることなら何でもする。
I don't know what to tell you. If you're giving it all you've got, I'll do what I can.
でも無理だ。無理だろ、どう考えても。俺にはあんなのを追い払う力はない。悪いけど盾にだってなれはしない。
but we need to be realistic. Whatever you think of me, I'm not strong enough to fight any of those things off. I'm sorry, but I can't be your shield.
嘘よ。あなたは私を殺したのよ。
Oh, please. You killed me once already. Like I was saying, you killed her in an instant. Come on.
そのあなたがどうしてそんな嘘を言うの？
Why even bother lying at this point?
殺したって、あれは。
I did kill you, but that was... When I killed her, it was like I'd lost myself. I would help her if I could. No, listen, Squishy. Apparently what the moral of this entire game is murder is okay. She wants you to murder, do a murder. But the kind of help she's asking for is way beyond anything I can do.
なら私が眠っている間、周りを見張ってくれるだけでいい。
In that case, I guess I'll just ask you to stand guard over me as I sleep.
それくらいなら問題ないでしょ？
You can do that much, right? I can't help but feel myself weaken before those eyes. Okay, we have a choice. We'll help her or can't help her. I'm gonna say I'll help her. I think that's the right course of action. I just can't say no to her request. I killed her. It's my fault that she's weak enough to even seek help from a nobody like me. Besides, we might have only just met, but I get the impression she's not a bad person.
ねえ、どうなの？
Well, what'll it be?
人間のあなたとしては、やっぱり吸血鬼である私には協力できない？
Are you going to tell me that you can't help out because I'm a vampire?
そりゃそうだろ。分かってるじゃないか。お前。
You're finally catching on, huh? Please, don't look at me with those eyes. The guilt will eat me alive if you keep doing that.
けど、乗りかかった船だしな。
But I guess I'm already in too deep.
ここで知らんふりするのも目覚めが悪いし。
I won't be able to sleep at night if I just pretend none of this ever happened. I already know I'll regret this later, but even so...
何より、相手はあの通り魔殺人の犯人なんだろ。
You're going after that serial killer that's been terrorizing this town anyway, right?
なら、この町に住んでる人間として、お前の手助けぐらいしないと罰が当たりそうだ。
I should at least try and do something to help put a stop to that. I do live here after all. It's better than turning a blind eye to her stupidly sincere gaze.
それってつまり？
So you're telling me that...
盾になるのはお断りだけど、見張りぐらいはしてやるってこと。
Yeah, I'll do it. I'm not going to be your shield, but I can stand guard, sure. Oh, I can't with that smile. She's such a ray of sunshine. Oh my god. Oh my god. Shiki, have her turn you into a vampire. Be vampires together. There she goes again. What's with that expression? If this was a game, I'd be calling foul. Just look at her, coming back from the dead, creating tornadoes, and now this?
よかった。これで契約は成立。
Great! We have a deal then! I love her. She extends a hand to me.
やっと自己紹介ができるね。
Guess I can finally introduce myself.
私はアルクエイド。長い名前だからアルクエイドだけでいいわ。
I'm Arcueid Actually, just call me Arcueid. I do have a full name, but it's a bit long. Is her full name a plot point? I'm gonna guess. It's like Brunhilder or like something German like that. Or Brunswaltz or something. But her name is Arcueid. I knew that much, but that's all I knew.
神祖って区分けされる吸血鬼だけど、あなたはなんていう人？
I'm what's called a true ancestor. A kind of vampire. What about you? That might be the strangest self-introduction I've ever witnessed. I sigh. Either I've accepted my insane new reality, or I just don't have anything left in me to argue.
当の指揮あいにくただの学生だよ。
I'm Squishy Tono. I'll warn you now, I'm not going to be much use. I take the woman's, Arcueid's hand. She peers at me intently for a moment, then offers her hand again for a shake.
それじゃあよろしくね、指揮。
Well, Squishy, as of now, we're partners.
私を殺した責任、ちゃんと取ってもらうんだから。
I'm going to work you hard in return for killing me, okay? I love her. I absolutely love her. She grins wickedly, her left hand outstretched. I must be the first and last person in the world to be repaying someone for their own murder.
ほんとどうかしてる。
I'm really in it now, aren't I? Yada yada does it. But what else can I do? Against my better judgment, I shake hands with this mysterious vampire, this woman in white, this Arcueid brew. Ooh, cutscene. Okay, this is so cool. Holy fuck, this is cool. Holy shit. This is peak. That was the opening. How many hours has this been before the opening, Phil? I lost track, but that was the opening cutscene. I always love when visual novels do that. It's like an anime, but this was peak animation. Peak animation. Like, did you see those fight scenes? Like, all that stuff. Oh my god. Okay, I need to stop and just discuss this, because first of all, we get like the normal classroom opening stuff, which is really great. But then we see, like, he's constantly drifting away, like, he's drifting away from his normal life. And we see it cut to everyone in the mansion, which have, like, a different life that's separated from him, that's not shown with him. We cut to the crossing where he meets the vampire, and suddenly all these different scenes of, like, the people turning into mindless ghouls, him fighting them, the switchblade and the animation for that is so good. This is peak. That is one of my favorite anime openings. That's good. And I like the Fate Stay Night openings, but like that was peak right there. When he opens his eyes, takes off his glasses, opens his eyes, sees the lines, and gets ready to cut a bitch. I love it. I love it. Oh my god, I'm so hooked on this game. I know there have been stuff that has affected me, but this may be one of my favorite visual novels of all time, and that's saying a lot. Virtue's Last Reward is currently my favorite, but this might come close considering all the cool stuff that has happened so far, especially that opening cutscene is so good. I'm gonna stop it here though, because I think this is a really nice place to stop. We had the opening cutscene. There's something strange going on with the vampires. There's a reflection in the pool of a long-haired woman. We don't actually see the face of the master at all, which calls things into question. And there's just a lot of stuff that I'm curious about, especially the person with 3 blades that's on the rooftop that kind of looks either like CL, or maybe it can't be Hisui or Kohaku, because she has blue hair. So I'm thinking CL, but like that has me thinking it has different hair than her though. So it's weird. My prediction here at this point, I feel like CL is a vampire hunter and was a shapeshifter, is the vampire. Not the vampire, the panther. The panther that protected us is CL. That's my prediction. With that said, I'm Zenith, Warrior Princess, the cutest of ghost buns, saying undead rights. Undead bunnies, ghost bunnies, vampires, undead people are people too, damn it. Have a good one, everybody.